George to My Next Big Boss by Kenny Madrid. I just wanted to thank you for bringing me into the interview to be your assistant. I'm sure you've got a lot on your plate, but before I go, I have a few questions. It's common knowledge that the interviewee should bring a list of questions to appear if we are truly interested in this job. But my experiences in the workplace have given me a greater insight into exactly the kind of questions I should be asking. I have written out a lengthy list, so forgive me, but I hear bosses appreciate assistants being thorough. Does your company match 401k contributions? Is my wage hourly or will I be salaried? When does overtime kick in? After 8 hours, 12 at all? Do you offer eye care coverage in addition to the dental? I love to bake, so do you enjoy fresh baked cookies? Do you pretend to have any major diet restrictions because of the latest trends you hear about in Hollywood, i.e. gluten-free, paleo diet, veganism, pescatarian, etc.? Have you, or has anyone else ever called you a foodie? Is your favorite restaurant all the way across town, but somehow it would be my fault when there's traffic on the way and back? And does the office keep healthy snacks around readily available so that once I have completely given up on ever exercising ever again, after spending 14 hours a day in the office, I won't gain a ton of weight from Skittles, Snickers, and health bars that pretend to be good for you, but in reality are just as awful as candy? When I inevitably screw something up, as all humans do from time to time, will you act as if I just murdered your first or second born child, no matter what the size of or frequency of the mistake? Speaking of families, do you have one? Will they ever see you? Are you single but married to your work? Will you forget that I have a life outside of work? Should I just cut ties with friend and family right now? They don't matter, right? I'll just kid myself and say that this is my way to the career. Will always be. What kind of hobbies to you have that are really just veiled attempts at sounding like you have a life outside work? Are you big into mentoring? Most people in our industry don't want to be a career assistant. Will you be interested in giving me tips on how to do your job so that one day I can use those tools myself? Will you take that interest from a paranoid standpoint that I'm trying to take your job despite your 20 years of experience in the industry? Or will you say you wish to do it as a mentor and then somehow over the course of many months be too busy to ever sit down with me for 5 minutes, your own assistant, who has dedicated a significant portion of my life to your well-being? Office decorating, off limits or completely frowned upon? I have a kooky sense of humor, so forgive me if I put some motivational posters, but ironically, will you not approve of these posters, but not want to say anything, so I'll just get the stink eye from you until I take them down, or my own free will? What about office parties? Do people throw parties for birthdays in the office? Will I be able to attend these parties? Or does on possible missed calls take precedence over any fun that I could take part in? How loud can you scream? Should I bring earplugs or just leave all emotions at home? How soon before I hope to hit every red light on the way to work just to keep me out of the office, even if I only for minutes more? But most importantly, when do I start?